Perfect, perfect. Excited. Welcome to tonight's call. It is Wednesday freaking night, guys. I'm so excited because I haven't seen you guys in so long since Michigan Regional and or on other calls. But guys, tonight is the freaking night to just be fired up and get in the mindset of just being a champion, you know, taking it to the limit and staying consistent, right? And so Caitlin and I actually have the honor of being on this call tonight with you guys. You know, really just hosting in, you know, our personal experience with WoTaBu, with life in general, and we were honored to really just get on this with you guys. But tonight's more just about more of our personal growth, you know, some skills that maybe we can shed light onto you guys. So super excited about that. Make sure you get you guys these blue pens out, send some last minute text messages, but we're really gonna just get this thing started. Guys, right tonight I just really wanna, you know, touch base on taking it to the limit. Like I said, you know, staying in a champion mindset, guys. We are currently in mid-June, and my birthday's on Sunday, so I'm super excited about that. But guys, we're in mid-June. Do you guys know what that means? We've got Lake Powell freaking coming up, it's summer, there's parties going on, there's so many distractions right now. But I want you guys to know, I really want you guys to take that away from this call is knowing where you're at. You know, knowing the score and understanding what you can do better in order to improve where you're at right now. Because I think as leaders, you know, summer may be the best time for, you know, personal recruitments or personal growth, but at the same time, it's a lot more difficult to stay in state. I think just with all the distractions we have going on, you know, whether that's going to the gym more times, believe me, I've been through this conversation with my boyfriend. But guys, you just need to stay in the campfire. You know, in life, in business, we need to cross the line. You know, complete the line and know the score. Guys, you need to learn how to do what you want to do. If you want, you need to learn how to do what you don't want to do in order to be successful. Guys, after this call, you might get fired up for about 24 hours. Let's be real. We all get super excited. We get on these calls and we're like, woo, we got this, I got my notes, like I'm good to go, I'm gonna have fun. But at the end of the day, you guys can't go back to reality. And I think that's what I personally did in the beginning of, you know, my business, and Caitlin probably did the same thing. You know, we get fired up, we get lit, and we have all these amazing, you know, confidence. But at the end of the day, sometimes there's that one distraction that takes us back to the path that we weren't quite sure what we were doing. And so you really have to learn how to do what you don't want to do, and if you want to see success, right? You know, such as giving up to going up. You know, like I said, going to the gym. You know, for me, it's crazy to say, but you know, the other day I went to the gym in the morning and I didn't feel good. And then I came home and worked, and I texted Christian, I said, you know, I'm gonna go back to the gym and go work out. He goes, well, how's that a money-making activity? And I'm thinking over here like, you know, you're right. So I turn around. But it's like the little things that you need to understand that, you know, using your time management is huge in this summer. You know, sticking to that 3-1-3 plan is insane. You know, we don't just say it just to say it. Like it's literally the golden nugget of how you become successful, how you grow personally, you know, spiritually, mentally, and all that stuff. So, you know, tomorrow, guys, I want you to wake up and be ambitious. You know, before you become powerful, you've got to become ambitious. Let me say that. Before you become powerful, you've got to become ambitious. Because when you're ambitious, you have a chance to become a champion. When you're ambitious, you have a chance to become a champion. You've got to love the freaking grind. At the end of the day, you guys got to love the freaking grind. It's got to happen, right? Right now, I want to ask yourself, you know, if you've been in a champion season, right now, raise your hand if you've been in a champion season this entire time. Don't lie to yourself. Have you been pushing as hard as you think you have? Have you been doing the necessary action steps, the 3-1-3 plan? And I mean like having that streak, not missing a day. Have you been pushing yourself past the deadline? And you're probably thinking like, what the heck is the deadline, right? A champion is someone who pushes through the deadline, not to the deadline. And I learned this the other night. Now raise your hand if you're going to decide to be a champion. Tonight, you're going to decide to be a champion. Because for me, it was one thing that I was like, wow. You know, I think at the end of the day, guys, it's June. What day is it today? It's June something. I don't even know. But we're in mid-June, right? And if you look at the date and it's like the 25th, and you've got till the 30th, and you're thinking, wow, I'm looking at my graph right now, and I'm not quite sure if I'm going to make it, right? The moment you understand that when you look at the number and you think you're not going to make it, you've already lost. You've already lost. You've got so many days before the deadline that you need to think you're going to go past that deadline. You're not going to stop at that deadline. You're going to go way past. You need to adapt that no matter what it looks like, failure isn't an option. Like I said, don't look at the numbers on a graph to tell you that you're going to be successful or not. Oh gosh, I'm going to make it, I've got 500 volume, I've got 600 volume, I've got 2,000 volume, whatever it may be, right? Look for the strategy and ask yourself, where are you going to go next? Where are you going to go? Are you going to still look at the numbers, or are you going to look for a strategy? Because once you look at the numbers, you've failed. When times get tough, and I think we've all been through this, you need to speak life into your dreams. You need to speak life into your dreams. You need to ask yourself if you're in a place you can do more. When you're struggling, when you're with your friends, and your friends tell you you can't do something, you need to speak into your dreams. And if you can do more, what does it look like? What do your guys' dreams look like? Be cautious about what you're thinking about. Be clear. Thoughts, words, beliefs, actions, results. Thoughts, words, beliefs, action, results. It's no different than, when I went into a room with Jamie Cheerio and Christian Dukes, and this was after the Eric Worre GoPro event, and we'd been talking, and I said, if there's one thing that I want to knock off my bucket list, it's speaking on stage. It's sharing my story. It's sharing my personal growth. And it wasn't until, it wasn't until that, I had to understand where I was at. And I remember Jamie sitting me down. He goes, what is your dreams? What are your goals? And I said, speaking on stage. He goes, no, Rick. What are your goals and what are your dreams? And how are you getting there? Are you clear? And I said, yeah, there's going to be a lot of people in a room, and I'm excited, and I'm going to be presidential ambassador, and I'm going to be speaking on stage. He goes, what are you wearing? I'm like, I'm going to be wearing black shoes and a red dress or a black dress and this and that. And it wasn't until I started to get clear. I started to get clear what I wanted. Started to get clear what I believed I was going to portray, what I was going to say, how I was going to stand, how I was going to act. Guys, it's like watching a movie in my head. It goes over and over and over and over. And I guarantee if you ask Caitlin tonight after this call, or Christian, or any of the leaders, if they do the same thing, they would say yes. They do. Every single night, they're imagining what the next goal is. They're playing that movie over and over and over and over in the head. Impossible is defined by you. Impossible is defined by you. If you're not confident about being number one, how the heck do you expect to be number two? This is just reality. If you're not confident about being number one, how are you going to be number two? Don't hit the reset button too soon. Like I said, if it's the 28th, you've got till the 30th. Keep busting your butt. Go through it. Don't just stop because you think you have 2 days left. Oh, I'll wait till next month, so I'll hit the launch book. So I'll wait till next month because there'll be more volume for my next week. Guys, don't hit the reset button too soon. If you hit it too soon, you failed. You failed for your month. No matter how hard you've done your 3-1-3 plan, you failed. At the end of the day, you set a commitment. You set this whole graph to be the end of the month. And when you look at that graph, are you cheating yourself? Are you fully going to the end of the graph, or are you not? Because I want you to understand this. Before I pass this on to Caitlin, courage increases your confidence. Courage increases your confidence. Your confidence increases your choices. Your confidence increases your choices. And your choices are all about shaping your life. Your choices are all about shaping your life. And at the end of the day, you only have one life to live. One life to live. Are you taking it to the limit? Are you committed to being a champion tonight? Because I know for me, personally, I may have hit a rank. no matter what leader you talk to, we all have flaws. We all go back to thinking about, you know, what we could have done better. At the end of the day, you need to remember that you have to go through this. Impossible is defined by you. You know, your courage increases your confidence, your confidence increases your choices, and your choices is all about shaping your life. Be you. Don't hit the reset button too soon. And enjoy the journey. Take it slow. Take it day by day. Don't rush through. But guys, I really just want to pass this on to my good friend Caitlin, who is absolutely incredible. This girl has such a vision, you know, such a vision for just life, you know, life that's more beyond just WoTaBu. You know, this girl has a purpose and a very, very, very big purpose on life. And this is one girl that shares her vision with all of you guys. You know, she's humble, she's honest, she's real, and she's about to tell, you know, her personal story and just kind of go in about some limiting beliefs. And like I said, this call isn't just, you know, skills, but this call is really just for you guys. You know, what really happened and how we were able to see success and how we were able to see results, but real tangible, you know, personal growth. And this girl is someone that I want you guys to look up to. This girl is my accountability partner. And this girl is absolutely incredible and going huge in life. So Caitlin, I will unmute you, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say. There you go.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay? Okay, awesome. Well, Brittany, I want to thank you first for passing it off and for very kind words. If I were to edify you, I think all of those things would have come to mind as well. And thank you for being my accountability partner. It's so awesome to host this call with you too, because I know we don't get to do that very often, but you're incredible too. Everybody, I hope that you really got stuff from what Brittany said, little golden nuggets and things like that, because she has a point, especially for me. When she was talking, I found myself shaking my head thinking, oh yeah, like I've done that too. I've quit too soon. I am going to wait till next month when the tools come out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But these choices, they're not getting me anywhere, right? Like these are the choices that are keeping me stagnant right where I am. And Brittany, you know, she mentioned how this isn't a typical skills call, and it's not going to be. It's not going to be write this down, here's this bullet point, this is how you do this. What I really want to cover is that the one skill here in tonight's call is really self-evaluation. That's the whole idea behind tonight, is just getting honest with yourself and very transparent, allowing yourself to really dig deep and find out what those limiting beliefs and negative influences are, whether they are, you know, positive or negative. And there's a lesson in that too, which, you know, can really be like when you learn it, it can help you through all aspects of your life. I know that when I learned it, it changed the entire direction I was going, and I can't be more thankful for it. And I actually have to give a quick shout out to my mom, Lori Court. She's on this too, and she's the one who taught me this, and it's not easy, and I still struggle with it. But when we were on the mission trip this year, you guys, she asked us all a question, and this question was, have any of you guys found that when you start investing in yourself more and start hanging around people who are dreaming bigger and taking the necessary steps to achieve those dreams, that the friends you have now are giving you grief or a hard time about how you're changing? And I thought that was a really important question, because I know for me personally it has. Like my friends, when I'm changing or growing, as I like to call it, they give me a hard time about it. And when she asked that question, it was really interesting, because not only did everybody agree that there is some guilt and sometimes some backlash from your friends from this, but they are continuing to struggle with this, as am I. So, you know, we hear it all the time that you're a product of the 5 people you hang around most. And it's so true, you guys. Like, it's amazing the kind of impact that those you surround yourself with have on you, whether those are good or, you know, bad, whatever, you know, positive or negative. The impact it's huge what it can do. And you really are the sum of the 5 people you hang around most. And, you know, there's something that I learned from outgrowing different sets of my friends throughout my life, and I've done it multiple times, and it doesn't necessarily get any easier. I just start to understand more that, you know, there are friends for a reason, and then there are friends for a season, you guys. And once you can differentiate between the two, you will feel so at peace with how and why things unfold the way they do in your relationships. For me personally, like, who you see now and hear speaking with you tonight is not the same girl I was a year ago. Like, not even close. You can ask any single one of my family members, and they'll tell you that the path I was walking down a year ago wasn't necessarily the brightest. And the craziest thing about that is that I didn't even want it. Like, I knew there was more out there for me and better out there, and I wanted that. But the people I were walking with, they didn't want it. And, you know, they were completely happy going out to the bars Thursday through Sunday and making the same bad decisions they made the night before. And they were happy spending all the money that they didn't even have on booze and buying rounds for everybody else. And they couldn't see past the next time they could get drunk or high and found any and all excuses to do so. They didn't want more, or they didn't want better, or to be more, or to be better. And, you know, like, they couldn't see what I saw for myself. And even if they did, they didn't believe in me. They didn't believe that I could get it. And that's one thing that I think is really huge, is because if I'm being 100% transparent with all of you, it's really, really, really hard to believe that you can obtain something when you're around a whole bunch of people who tell you you can't. It's true. Like, it's very, very hard to do that. And as a result, because they didn't believe in me, neither did I. So I stuck around, and I wasn't happy and I wasn't fulfilled, but I stuck around because I was comfortable and I felt like I belonged somewhere, even if it wasn't the place I was meant to be. So, you know, when that happened, I would, every now and then, I'd build up the courage or confidence to skip the bar one night, or if I went, I'd be the designated driver or something like that. And it didn't take very long for my friends to catch on to what was happening, that I was making different choices, which was changing the dynamic of the group. And they didn't like that. They didn't like change. You know, and so they do everything in their power to keep me right where they wanted me, where they were comfortable with me, and it would be mob mentality. And the reason I'm telling you all this is because, you know, they would make me feel bad about wanting better for myself, as if I didn't care about them anymore, or I cared about them less, or I thought less of them. And when they guilt tripped me like that, it worked every single time. Every time I'd go right back, until the time it didn't. Until the time I made the decision to stop feeling bad about myself. And when I said no to an invite to the bar, it wasn't only for one night at a time. It was no for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then no became easier and easier to say. And then eventually it was the new normal, and eventually they stopped inviting me, which, you know, stung a little bit because I thought these were my friends, you know, but they didn't want what I wanted. And it made me realize that they only wanted me to be around if I were buying drinks or getting drunk with them. And that's okay. That doesn't make them bad people. It just doesn't make them my people. They weren't the people that were going to challenge me to chase after what I wanted, and they weren't the people who were going to really get to know who I am outside of what my favorite alcoholic beverage was. But more than that, they weren't the people that I wanted them to be. And that was the hardest pill for me to swallow, honestly. I saw more in them than they saw in them. And more than anything, I wanted to take them with me to bigger and better things, but it wasn't for them. It wasn't. And it's hard. It's hard to accept that because they are your friends. They are the people you want alongside you, but that's not what they want, you see? And that, you know, it's okay that your journey is not theirs. It's okay. And it's really, really, really hard lesson to learn. It is. Because I still struggle with it. Even now, there are still some people that I want more than anything to travel like we do with me. And they don't want it. They don't. And it doesn't mean they are any less or any more than I am, or any better or any worse of a friend. It just simply makes them different than me. And it doesn't mean that I still don't love them and appreciate the time and the lessons they taught me and, you know, the fun times we had and the laughs and everything like that. It just means that we were friends, you know, for that season. They were my friends for that season. And I think this is an important topic, because I've talked to a lot of people within WoTaBu who have or are going through the same thing right now. And if you are going through this, or if you do, which I pretty much can almost guarantee you will at some point if you haven't already, understand that it's okay to grow. Even if even if your friends don't come with you, it's okay for you to outgrow them. They have their own path to walk, and nobody says that your paths can't cross again. It's somewhere down the road. But for right now, let them learn their lessons the way they're supposed to and pursue the way you're supposed to learn yours. And I don't know. I just think it's important. I know it can be really, really, really scary to leave people behind who have helped you get where you are right now. And I also can relate to how scary it can be to trust in new people. But I promise you that within WoTaBu, what we have here is really special. You guys, like, I was in previous companies. I saw the way that people operated around each other. I saw the dynamic, and I've never seen anything like this. I really, really, really encourage you to trust in yourself and to trust in these people in this club, because these people, they can be the people who can get you to that next stage in your life, to where you want to go. And I've never seen friendships, and in my personal case, a relationship as strong and genuine and happy and honest as the ones built within this organization. Like, I firmly believe that these are friends for a reason, that they're not going anywhere, that the only place they are going is up, and we're all going together. So I know that it can be scary, to let go of things that you once knew. It can be scary to be uncomfortable, but in my book, I think it's a little bit exhilarating too. Because when you let go of negative influences and limiting beliefs, like, you open up a door to so many beautiful possibilities and friendships and adventures and new experiences. Like, it's incredible what can happen if you can just look deep enough within yourself to realize that there are some changes that need to be made, even if it's internal or external, no matter how hard they are. So you guys, the lesson that I learned was this: who you are does not have to be where you've been. Who you are does not have to be where you've been. You don't have to be a prisoner of your past. And it's okay to allow yourself to become and grow into a different person. Like, we've all made choices, you guys, that have gotten us exactly where we are now. And if you're anything like me, not all of those choices make you incredibly happy. I mean, but they're mistakes, and people make them. And it's okay to learn from them and to grow from them. And, they were choices I made that got me here, but they could only get me this far. Now it's up to me to make better choices, other choices, more choices to get me where I want to go, which means also surrounding myself with the right people, with people who are going to build me up, who are going to push me and challenge me and, almost in some ways make me do the things that I don't feel like doing that day because they know it will bring me one step closer. Like, don't allow your friends who are walking a different path than you and have a different story than you make you feel guilty for wanting more for yourself. Don't feel guilty for growing. And even worse, do not allow yourself. Don't allow yourself to hold you back from everything you want, because you are more than capable to obtain anything that your heart desires. You have everything you need. You just need belief in yourself. You need to get rid of the limiting beliefs and believe more in who you are and who you're becoming and what you want. You just need to remember that belief is always, always, always greater than opinion. Every time. And so it's more than okay, you guys, to be proud of yourself. And I don't think often enough we congratulate ourselves on the things that we did right, on the progress that we made. We too often strive for the end game, without recognizing how far we've come. And so I encourage that the only reason you look back is to see how far you've come. Don't look back on the choices that you made and say, oh, I wish I could have changed that, or I regret that, or I wouldn't have done it if I could go back. Don't do that. Just be like, all right, well, I made that choice. Now I know better for next time. Like, look at that just to see how far you've grown. And, after this call, I'm going to ask you to do something that is almost a little bit uncomfortable. It is for me too, but I think it's okay to get outside your comfort zone a little bit, especially for what I'm asking. Like I said, it's not often that we congratulate ourselves on our successes and growth. And in my book, growing at any rate is a success, whether it's, small steps, big steps, or how fast or slow, doesn't matter. Everything is progress. And so if you were on Christian's call this morning or afternoon, depending on where you're at, he talked about it today, about how I am my only problem, which means I have all the solutions to my problem. Same thing with Brittany. Brittany is the only problem that she will ever have, meaning she's the only solution she will ever have too. And so you guys, be proud of that. Like, be proud of you. That's so huge that you have that power. And you need to see it that way. You need to see it as power. Like, you got the power to do what you want to do, to be who you want to be without anybody else if you don't want. So to wrap up tonight's call, we're trying to keep it relatively short because it isn't really just like a bullet point, call, but I'm going to have you guys do two things. Okay. First thing I want you to do is I want every one of you to post in the page 3 things that you admire about yourself. I don't want you to shout out anybody else but yourself. The things that you are proud of about you. And, be bold. Be proud of the things that make you who you are. These things can be small or large or superficial or deep or about business or not or materialistic. I don't care what it's about. Whatever makes you proud to be you, share it with everybody. I think it's so important that you show people that you are proud of who you became and who you are becoming. And the second thing I want you to do, this is a little bit more personal, so if you don't want to share it in the page, I can totally understand that, but I want all of you to take at least 20 minutes tonight to yourself in a quiet place where you can really think and allow yourself to be honest. I want you to write down all of the things, or maybe even people who may be holding you back. And like I said before, these things can be internal or external things, but really think about it. Like, give it some true thought and write them down, because like I said, the skill here tonight is self-evaluation. So once you do that, I want you to evaluate that. I want you to, figure out how strong are these ties, and are you stronger? Because I know you are. I know you're stronger. And how much discipline would it take to eliminate that belief or influence? Do you have enough of it to do that? Because I know you do. If that's what you want, can I spend some time alone to figure out what I want? Can I make the new friendships with people who will help bring me closer to achieving those? Because I know you can. Like, start crossing things or people or thoughts or whatever you've written down on your list, one thing at a time. And believe me when I say that the happiness that you feel inside of you when you cross something off of that list is like, you have no idea. It's so overwhelming and powerful. I laughed for 30 minutes straight the first name I crossed off the list. Like, it was just overwhelming joy. Honestly, it's like a whole weight is lifted off of your shoulders. And like I said, it's not easy. It's a process, and it likely won't happen overnight. But as always, consistency is key, and any steps forward are accomplishments. So congratulate yourself on them. Don't be so hard on yourself and look at just how far you have to go still. Like, look how far you've come. I think that's important. You need to recognize yourself for the successes that you have. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that you have it in you. And if you need a new friend on your side who's going to have your back, you've got me. And you're in WoTaBu, and I guarantee if you reach out to anybody and tell them what your dreams and goals are, I'm sure Brittany's got your back. Lori, Brett, Travis, Samantha, Jose, they have your back. Like, these are the people that if you want more and you're not finding it with the group of people you're around, try these ones, and I know you can do it. It's up to you now to believe that you have it in you too. Who you are, you guys, does not have to be where you've been. Just remember that. So that's all I have. I mean, I appreciate all of you hopping on. I think it's so important that you evaluate, and more often than just once. Don't do it just this one time. I like to try and do it once a week if possible, and that doesn't necessarily mean I find new influences or limiting beliefs. It just means that I'm more centered and more understanding of who I am and where I'm going. So like I said, that's all I have for you, and I really look forward to seeing what all of you have to put on the page about what you're proud of within yourself, because I think that you're going to feel very, very good about yourself and powerful too, like you're in control of something. So thank you, Brittany. Thank you again for hosting with me and for being the host. I love you all. I will talk to you later.